Happy New Year! Good morning, Flosstube. I am Tamara. I am PD Stitcher here on YouTube and over on Instagram. It's been a while since I've made one of these. I'm pretty sure I remember how, but I may have some slubs and flubs through this as I try to get back into it. It has been a while, so this morning I'm going to do a New Year WIP parade and go through my WIPs, and I'm not going to share haul or anything else just because I've put all the haul away because it's been so long since I've filmed one that I needed to use some of it. So there's that. But we have a WIP parade. For those of you who don't know who I am, maybe you're new. If you are, welcome. If you happen to see something you like, you want to return, just hit the subscribe button. I have had some new subscribers even in my absence, so thank you for those of you who have joined my group of stitchy friends. I don't have a lot of stitchy friends here where I live, although I seem to be finding some more people in my local area that cross stitch, so I'm hoping that we can create a little group and meet every so often and stitch together, because I love my Flosstube friends, but I'm really looking forward to getting to stitch with some local people too. If you are returning, welcome back. Thank you. I appreciate, first of all, y'all just sticking with me through my absences, as I am very sporadic in filming, and that's a lot of ums. I apologize. I will try not to say that, but it's kind of a go-to for me. I do appreciate y'all coming back each time and commenting and liking and all the things that, to quote Sammy J, all the ways you show me that you love me. I do appreciate that. Y'all forgive my nails. I need to get them redone, so they're a little bit not quite. The polish is kind of starting to chip off, so I apologize. But I wanted to get this done because it has been a while, and I know if I put it off, it might not get done. So a WIP parade, and these are in no order. They're just, I have a pile, I have 2 bins, and we're just going to go through them as we go. The first one is the one that I've been focusing on. I have been working on the Cricut Collection months, and this one's November. I've done all the way January through October, and now I'm on November. And I forgot to take the Q-stamp off. I work on this one. I try to do 100 stitches a day so that I can get through them. I try to. This one's taking a little longer. Some of these letters are huge. Have a lot of detail. But I've done V, E, and M, well, most of them, and then I've got a little bit of O started. But there's November. And this, I do not know what fabric this is. All of that information, fabrics, flosses, if I've changed anything, that will all be in the description box below, because I'm not sure I'm going to remember the fabric names for all of these, or any of these, to be perfectly honest. Who knows? So that was November from the Cricut collection. The next one is Cardinal in the Snow, and this is from X Squared Cross Stitch on Etsy. I've shared before that she doesn't seem to have this pattern on her Etsy store anymore, but if you message her, maybe she could, pull it out, send it to you. It's a lot of fabric, and I've not done very much, so I'm still up in the corner in all the background. I was parking. I have a few more park threads I need to finish, but now I've decided to just do kind of somewhat extreme cross country. I'm going across within the page. This pattern doesn't work with Pattern Keeper. I can't get it to cooperate with Pattern Keeper, so I'm having to do it on paper, and it's slow going. So there's that. The next one, this one's going to be my focus piece this year because I'd really like to get some good progress on it. This is my oldest WIP. This is Christmas 2. The artwork is by Ciro Marchetti, and it's charted by HAED, Heaven and Earth Designs. And y'all forgive me if I'm like putting things back, but I know with all of this, it could be utter chaos when I finish if I don't do this. This one I am parking. This one also is a paper pattern. I've got 4 pages done across the top, 3, and then I'm working on my second page here, and then I'll go down here, kind of do diagonal pages. This one's a little bit easier to do on paper because it has overlap stitches on each page. The Cardinal and the Snow doesn't have any overlap stitches, so I have to make sure it all lines up. This one's a little bit easier. But as I was saying, I don't have this on Pattern Keeper because when my son bought this for me as a gift, bought the pattern for me as a gift, and when he bought it, it was before they had done all the rechartings for the 09 DMC, and by the time I was ready, I had Pattern Keeper, they had already recharted it, and it's completely different. I bought and I'd already done like 3 pages, and I didn't want to try and figure out where the changes were, and there's a lot of changes between the new charted pattern and the one I have, so I'm just going to stick with the paper, and which is why I want this to be my focus piece this year, so that maybe I can get some progress on it, eventually get it out of the way, and just be working on Pattern Keeper patterns. This next one is another Heaven and Earth Designs. This is 3 dolphins. The artwork is by Carol, I can never say this right, Cavalaris. And that's what it's going to look like, and I always start in the top left corner, so I'm literally just in blues. Just blues, and this is still in my Q-snap because I haven't done very much, so it can stay in my Q-snap without it squishing stitches. I promise this is straight, it's just pulled wonky in my Q-snap. I need to make sure I fix that. But lots of blues. I'm looking forward to getting to dolphins. It might be a while. And then my last big piece is, and this is a terrible printout because my printer color was running out. This is World of Disney 1 by Z and Cross Stitch on Etsy. And I just started this, and I have a very, very small start. So, then this was going to be huge. And that's my start. I've got the cloud and the blue sky, and then the beginning of the little plane. So I love this piece, but it's going to take me forever. This one I do have on Pattern Keeper, so maybe it will go a little faster. All right, so those are all my big pieces that live in a separate bin. Now I'm on to bin 2. And I apologize in advance. I have not unzipped anything. I have not unvelcroed anything. So if you're wearing earbuds, I'm sorry. There might be a little bit of extra rattling. So this is Winter Wisdom by Cottage Garden Sampling. And I love this piece. I love this piece. And this is in a Garon bag that I got off of a D-stash, I think from Joyfield Stitcher, from Annie. And my needle minder is one I got from Fire Puppies. It's a little hedgehog. And this I'm doing in all the called for, which is Weeks, Dye Works, Floss. And I haven't ironed anything, like I said. I just wanted to get this up and started this morning. But I love it. I love the variegation in the pine cones and in the bird. I love this piece. I'm going to say that probably a lot. And you're going to look at the piece and go, then why haven't you done more on it? I don't know. I love them, and then I move on to something else, and then I love that one. Yeah, that's how it goes. Alright, the next one is in my lovely Amazon bag. But those work just as well. And this is Pretty Little San Francisco from Satsuma Street. This is what it's going to look like. And here's where it is. I actually have quite a bit done on this. I'm hoping that this will be a finish this year. I'm doing 22 and 22 for no new starts this year. So I will show more than 22 WIPs. But some of them aren't going to be focused on until I finish one of the 22, and then I'll pull that one in that spot. Most of the ones I'm going to pull in that aren't on my list are smalls. So as I finish a small, I can just pull in another small. Because the rule for them is that if you finish a piece, you can start a new one or pull in a new one. But it has to be the same size, small, medium, large, big, old project, one of those. It has to be the same size or smaller. So if I finish a small, I can replace it with a small. Okay. This page has been through the ringer. This is Rosetta from Ink Circles. I am doing each medallion a different color. I have 4 basic colorways. I'm doing a teal, a purple, a pink, and a green. And doing 3 shades of that color. And then the outline is in Coal from Weeks. So, some of them have a lot more variegation than others. As you can see, the teal and this pink have a lot of variegation. You can't really see it as much in some of the others. You can kind of in that green. And that is a green. There, you can kind of see it there. And I'll list the colors I'm using down below. But I love this piece. I got the idea of doing each medallion a different color from Annie at Joyfield Stitcher. She's doing all 12 in not a completely different color. Her top 4 all are kind of a shade of green, and then she's on the 5th one, I think she showed yesterday or the other day in her WIP parade. I watched it yesterday, so I'm not going to try and put that in because that's a lot of rattling, and I apologize. This is another one that is in a lovely Amazon bag. Oh, this one I forgot to say is in a So Much to Love bag with Mickey Mouse, because Mickey is my favorite. And if I could live at Disney World, I would, but I can't. So I live in South Carolina, for those of you who are new, or if you just didn't know. I live in South Carolina, hence the short sleeves, because our weather here is going through some sort of identity crisis. Yesterday it was almost 80. Today it will be 80. Monday have a low below freezing and the high will only be 50. You know, it's winter in the South. You don't know what you're going to get. It might be warm. It might not be. So this next one, if I can find the one that shows all of them, that would be helpful. There it is. This is Words to Live By from Tiny Modernist. This was my New Year, New Start last year. I did not finish it. My goal actually had been to finish 1 block a month. So I got the outside 12 done. And that didn't happen either. I got 10 blocks completed and the 11th is almost done. But life. And we're just going to leave that at that because it's been a year. It's been a year. 2021 was a year. 2022 has just started. So I'm not going to say this has been a year because I'm going to give it a chance. So this is on Chalkboard Black, Zweigart, I do believe. And like I said, I can't, this is so big, and I can't get it to where you can see all of it without it being folded. So I'm going to hold it up like this. You won't be able to see it all very well because you can see me through it. And then I'll show you up close the different blocks. So I've got all the blocks across the top done. And then down this side. And I'm working across the bottom. I've also done down this side. And I'm almost done with this block. I need to get my act together and figure out how to fold this so y'all can see it. All I have to do is the rest of the shading in forwards. So it says life can only be understood backwards, but it must be lived forwards. And so I just have to finish that pink on forwards, and then I can move on to the next block. This was one of the ones called for my WIP Go this year. I am doing WIP Go for 2022. This was one of the 2 numbers that Jessie Marie pulled, and my goal is to finish. Yeah, no, that's not going to happen in January. It will happen this year, because all I have to do is finish that block and start the next block, finish it, and then the big block in the middle, which I think is all doable in 12 months, not in 1. But my goals are for the year. Well, some of my goals are for the year, like that one. If it's a finish goal, it's for the year. If it's some of my goals, and I'll probably talk about this more in a different video, some of my goals are number of stitches, that's in a month. Some of my goals are number of days, that's in the month that it's called. But if it says finish in my goals, it's just I want to finish it by the end of the year. That is my goal. This is one of the ones, the small ones, also in an Amazon bag. Did not mean to show you a pattern. I am working on 'Tis the Season. This is Chalkboard Christmas Greetings from Tiny Modernist. And I finished this one and this one. This one is too much white, and I said no. I started it. It was not for me. And on this one, I've got most of it done. This is one that's not on my 22 and 22, but it's a small. And when I finish another small, this one can easily jump in because I literally have O and N. And that border right there. Why I didn't finish this in 2021, I do not know. But I didn't. So, maybe I can put that aside. Maybe I'll save all my little smalls for December, and I can join Sammy J from Sammy J Stitches for Finish That Stitch December and just knock out all of those in December. I'm losing floss from my bag. Okay, this next one I started in 2019. No, 2020. I started in 2020, and I didn't like the fabric I had it on. So I restarted it in 2021. This is Shades of Autumn. And it is from Just Cross Stitch, October 2017. And this is, excuse me, this is on Color and Cotton Monster Mash. And I love this color with these, this color fabric with these colors. It just, they pop on it. I was doing it on a white Aida. First of all, I'm not really an Aida stitcher. I really love my 32 count and 40 count linens. And the purple on this just makes those oranges and yellows pop more than the white did. So I'm loving it on this. But this is Color and Cotton Monster Mash, 32 count. Most of mine are 32 count. My big projects, my full coverages that I showed you are either on 25, 28, or 32. And I'll put, like I said, I'll put all of the details in the description box because I'm terrible at remembering to say them. I know I'm going kind of quickly through these, but I'm hoping to get through all of these before my tablet cuts me off and makes me start a new video because I'm terrible at editing and stitching things together. So, you know, we'll see how that goes. Oh, all that is the floss for the Cardinal in the Snow. This is a little 31 bag. And I am working on, I'm working on Glitter House 3. There we go. That's not that bad with the glare. I don't want to have to pull it out of the thing. This is from the Glitter Village from Country Cottage Needleworks. And this is being done on Vintage Country Mocha, I think. And I'm doing these with a little bit different color conversion because I'm doing them with darker color threads. No, that's not right. I finished that. So this is not a WIP. This is a finish. I finished that. Okay. Well, there we go. I don't know why this is still in my WIP basket, except for that I've only done 5 of the 9, so maybe that's why it's still in there. But okay then. Well, that was a pleasant surprise. I can put that one completely off to the side. That is one bin done. So just have one to go, and these bins don't have a lot in them. They just have a few things. So this is another little 31 pouch. And this is Welcome Winter from Filigram. And I started this on Thanksgiving. And I'm using all the called for dinky dies. And this is on 32 count Picture This Plus Oaken. And this is as far as I've gotten. I love using the dinky dies. I'm not sure why I haven't stitched more on this, except for the fact that I was playing WIP Wranglers in semi-seine, and I had to stitch on 20 different things. That's probably why I didn't get a lot of progress on any one thing in December. Y'all excuse me. Scratchy throat seems to happen when I talk too much. This is Pandemic from Long Dong Sampler. I do not have a cover photo. I don't know why. I just haven't printed it. I'm doing this in teals and blues. And this is on 40 count Angel Hair from, I don't remember from what diary it is, but it'll be down below. But I finished one page and I've moved on to page 2. I got the color palette from stitchpalettes.com. This is my new start. So that is not actually a WIP. I'm not sure why I put that in my WIP basket either. Another Amazon bag. This is from easypatterns.blogspot.com, and this is my Clemson University Tigers helmet. My husband and I both graduated from Clemson. This was not our football year, I can tell you that. My children are big Clemson fans. So this is done 1/1 on 28 count. Antique white. And all I have left, I don't know if you can see. This actually looks like it's done. It's not. I have to fill in the white inside the face mask. And that's it. That's all I have left to do. But it's 1/1. Because I wanted it to be small. If this was not 1/1, you can imagine this would be obviously twice as big. And I wanted something small. So I'm choosing to, kill my eyes and look at very small holes while I'm doing that. I don't know why 1/1 on that 28 is different than 1/1 on the 32 count for my full coverage, but it feels different. This is Christmas Village stocking from Cooler Design. I've made stockings for all of my children and my husband. I stitched my husband's. I need to send it off and have it made into a stocking. I don't have a handmade stocking, so my daughter bought me that pattern. One of my daughters bought me that pattern. And here's where it is. So this is also a full coverage, which I'm kind of excited about, that I can use something not completely huge for some of the full coverage fanatics events this year, and maybe get more work done on the stocking. I forget that it's full coverage sometimes. Oh, this one is the Christmas Classic Sal from Storytime Stitches. I don't have a cover photo printed. And I have not gotten very far. She released 3 a week, every Monday, Wednesday, Friday for the month of December, and I kept up for 1 and 2, and got the Grinch and Max, and then, yeah, Snowmeister I've started, then Heatmeister will go here, and I'm kind of glad I didn't finish them as I went, because some of the ones that she released sparked other people's creativity, and like this one is supposed to be Frosty, and then somebody charted a Karen, and so I'm glad I waited, because I'm going to put Karen next to Frosty, and I think I'm going to leave out the young Santa that goes here, and then it'll be Santa and Mrs. Claus, Charlie Brown, Snoopy and Woodstock, Rudolph, and Bumble. So then everything will have a partner in the square next to them. So, and then we have one more, and I did all of this in 30 minutes. Like I said, I don't have a ton of WIPs, but I do and I don't. Okay, so this next one is several finishes and several WIPs all wrapped up in one, because it is the Advent Animals from Brooks Books. The one that is on my 22 and 22 WIP list is Sheila Sheep. So she's where I'm starting. And then these are all separate. I marked them all off into their own squares, but didn't cut them out because I was afraid I'd mess up. But these are all counted as separate. So, as you can see, some of them I've finished, some of them I've done very little. And that's not all of them, because I didn't have enough space on this one piece of fabric. Most of these are done. I have just a tiny bit left on Miss Odette Owl to finish, but all of the rest of these on this piece of fabric are finished. I'm not doing the numbers, I'm not doing the borders. I wanted them a little smaller. Some of them are, the border I did on the giraffe just because he's looking into the square and it would look weird without the border. For the rest of them, I'm not doing the borders. I'm thinking I'm going to finish these as little circle ornaments or square ornaments, but I wanted them smaller, and I didn't want to use them as an advent calendar, so I didn't use the numbers. And that is it, y'all. 30 minutes, and I did it all. So I'm going to give you a brief life update. We had some really, really neat things happen this past year. Some really not so great things happened this past year. For those of you who were with me this summer, one of my daughters, who is a runner, was in a boot this summer because she had a stress reaction, which was swelling inside her bone and around her bone. She spent 4 months in the boot, or 3 months in the boot and a month recovering. I can't remember exactly, but she was finally able to start running again in October, and did very well when she did come back. It was like a roller coaster. She had some ups and she had some downs on her comeback, but she's doing well and doing some indoor racing now. My youngest played soccer this past fall for the club here in town. She'd been playing for a club in another town, and we're going to go back to the club that she was at because that's where her friends are. So we're going to go back there this next year. It'll just mean like an hour and a half travel to practice and home, but that's okay. Her friends are there, and she's happy there. My twins started college this fall. That was different to have both of them in college. They, doing well. One of them likes college a little bit more than the other, and that's okay. It's not for everybody. My oldest graduated from college in December with his BSN in nursing, and he will be taking the NCLEX next month, and he's already been offered a job here at one of the local hospitals, so that's very exciting. I can't wait for him to start the next phase of his journey in this life. So yeah, lots of stuff. One of my girls moved in with one of her friends, and so it's a little quieter with only 4 of the kids here. My son has lived here through college because he went to the local college here, and that was probably better for him so that he could focus and study and not have to worry about cooking his own meals and doing stuff like that. If he needed something done, meals were cooked. So, he could just come out and eat, especially the last year with his nursing stuff. That was a rough year. Nursing school is not a joke. It is hard. And I am very proud of him. He graduated cum laude, which, it's hard to do. And I'm really, really proud of him. So, y'all, I wish you all a happy new year. I hope 2022 is good to you. I hope you all get a lot of stitching in this year. I'm planning to spend the rest of today stitching because I've heard many, many years ago that whatever you spend the first day of the year doing is what you'll do all year. So I'm going to stitch. And I hope y'all have a great new year. Stay happy, stay healthy, keep stitching.